Hello, and welcome to Let Me Look That Up, the show where we use the internet to try to answer life's trivial questions. I'm Giovanni, and I'll be your host for today's episode.
I'm Tristan, and I've got another food-related topic that I want to share with you today.
And I'm Adam, and I'm here to poke holes in all your good ideas. Basically, my job is to avoid looking anything up during this episode, but act like I'm really sure I already know what's up.
We've all been there. You're hanging out with a couple of friends, and suddenly a random question pops up like, can you actually be allergic to yourself?
That's when somebody pulls out their phone to see if they can find an answer.
That's what this show is all about. Just a couple of friends trying to find answers to life's mysteries.
Finally, a friendly reminder, the three of us are at best hobbyists who are mostly relying on random stuff we found on the internet. We definitely look at all the articles your teachers tell you not to use as citations for your term paper. So do with that what you will. So for today's topic, Tristan, you brought us a question for us to dip our chips into?
Guacamole joke. I get it. But yeah, today's topic is avocados. But first, I wanted to take us on a little sidetrack and ask you a question. How do you guys feel about conspiracy theories?
They make me nervous.
Unsettled, powerful, weird.
Mm-hmm. They're like attractive, aren't they? They suck you in.
Element of danger.
Yeah, there's something that if you're just reading them for entertainment value, it's great. But when it starts becoming real, it's a little weird.
Okay, before you get there, I just want to let's talk about how it sucks you in. I think every kids series, young adult series, like the Boxcar Children or the Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew, all of those are just conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory that actually in the book world pans out to be real.
Oh yeah,
So it's so attractive.
Yeah, there was that whole series of books that I remember reading when I was a kid that was like, My Teacher's a Vampire.
Oh,
or
right.
The Gym Teacher's a Werewolf, or whichever.
Right.
Yeah.
I love those books.
Those were great.
My daughter likes those books, but she hates the pictures on the cover.
I mean, they're intentionally a little bit scary, right?
Yeah, right.
So do you have a scary avocado for us?
There is a conspiracy that I stumbled upon this week. I just thought it was great. It's something that we should all know a little bit more about.
Sounds delicious.
The Avocado Conspiracy is a theory that gives a reason to why it can't reproduce by itself naturally.
I thought that was just because I was bad at growing things.
No. So the theory states that the avocado is not from Earth and instead was introduced by advanced aliens. These aliens also needed someone to take care of this fruit.
Why?
And so they domesticated humans to take care of their fruit, and this slowly took over the the species of humanity. And this is also the reason why there is a natural tendency for everyone to freak out when someone says that they hate avocados or they don't like avocados, because it is a direct threat to the overlords.
Direct threat. This guy doesn't like avocados. He's a direct threat.
I feel lost.
Can I just... Let me just say, I feel like out of everybody... So, just to put this straightforward, you're saying aliens, or what's been said out there. You're not saying this. You're repeating what you've heard.
Right.
Tristan's a true
Aliens went, gee, avocados are important. We like avocados. We want to grow it on this planet. We need people to take care of it because we're not going to do it. So we're going to take people, make them intelligent, all so we can have more avocados. What do they do then? Do they eat the avocados?
Or do they just want to know that they're out there? Hey,
Right.
I feel better. I can fall asleep tonight knowing that there's avocados out there in the universe.
Also, why humans? We only have two hands. Why not monkeys, squirrels? Squirrels love avocados.
Quick question. How many hands do monkeys have?
Well, they have two, but they have opposable feet.
Oh, yeah.
So
I got you.
they
I got you.
I mean, and they have a proclivity for climbing. So
It's true. Yeah. If it's up in a tree, why not have something that can get up into the tree?
Right. I don't do so well in a tree the older I get.
Koalas got 2 thumbs. I mean, that's even better for grabbing
4
avocados,
thumbs.
right? Well, yeah, 4
4
thumbs.
thumbs,
Two thumbs per hand.
Yeah, those aliens are dumb.
Maybe it's just a ploy to become the overlords, and they couldn't have done it without avocados.
Like secret power in the avocados.
I don't know.
Well, so everybody, thank you for coming to let me look that up. That's our episode for the day.
That's it. No. Okay. So the last part of that theory, everyone freaks out when someone says they don't like avocados, does bring me into my real question, which is, why are avocados so popular? Especially within like the millennial generation.
Okay.
Thoughts?
So I think we're at a little bit of a disadvantage. I think all of us on the episode today like grew up in Southern California.
True.
So we are around people who love avocados.
Yep.
But having spent some time on the East Coast, I don't think that like passion for avocados extends outside of, the Southwest.
Yeah, I would agree on that
So
one.
does that mean we're like, how you can get the parasite in your head from cat poop? Does that mean
Oh yeah, toxoplasmosis. Yeah.
Yeah. Does that mean like we're super like we're the avocado ladies of the cat lady world?
Gotcha. So we have the equivalent of toxoplasmosis for avocados. So
Right.
avocado plasmosis.
Toxo avocados?
Toxis avocados.
I'm surprised that Adam just off the top of his head knew exactly what this.
Toxoplasmosis is?
Oh, it's very important to me. I have 2 cats, and I spend all day worrying about this. No, it's a thing. When my wife was pregnant, I had to switch to doing all of the cat box because of the concerns of toxoplasmosis.
Yeah, so that would like,
that still kept going though for 7 years.
define at least 9 months of your life. 9 months and 7 years.
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha. All right, so the question was, why are avocados so well loved?
Yeah.
So popular?
And to your point, Giovanni, Los Angeles is the city that consumes the most avocados in
Per
the
capita?
country by a lot. So you're right. We
Yeah.
do have this. We're kind of in a niche here.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's the city of angels, and they love avocados. It's the city of avocado angels.
Yeah, that's right.
Aliens. Huh?
Of angels?
Angels, aliens, avocados. Coincidence?
They all start with A, obviously.
Yeah,
Hey, you
angels
said
are
enough.
just aliens, right? Oh boy. So what do you guys, if you were to just take a shot in the dark of why avocados have become so popular, especially in Southern California, what would you say?
I would say it's not because it's green. I'll tell you that. It's one of the only green slimy things that I will eat.
Yeah,
I'd
it's got
say,
a lot going against it, doesn't it? It's green, it's
Right?
slimy,
I mean,
it looks scaly.
right? Its shelf life is incredibly short once it's ripe.
Yeah, you thought bananas were picky. Avocados like, no, yes, no.
Right. It's like you're looking at me. Today's the day. Tomorrow's no good. No bueno tomorrow.
Yeah. Like, we love buying things at Costco, but you bring home a thing of guacamole from Costco, you got like 3 days to eat like 2 gallons. It's go time.
2 gallons.
You better have bought the big chips because
Yeah, you have to back the truck up to get the avocados home.
I'm going to throw out a guess here.
Go for
that
it.
It has something to do with like the modern supply chain, the ability to actually get avocados out of Mexico and Southern California to other places in the world
Okay.
before they spoil or whatever.
I think that's probably one of a 2-pronged thing. One, proximity to Mexico. I mean, that's why Southern California. The ability to transport it quickly, kind of like how bananas being able to be traveled by steamship suddenly made them the biggest thing in the world. I think avocados followed suit. I think
Or the
fact
breakthrough
that-
in iceberg lettuce from last time.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But there was no avocado republic, so we don't have to worry about that.
That we know of.
That we know of, right? I think that its popularity is like, I think its uniqueness. Like, I think if you've never had one before, having one is a love-hate relationship. You love it or you hate it. I think it's fatty, it's tasty. You can pair it with so many things. You know, you can eat it plain, but I think of it as like a food enhancer. Like, oh, this salad's gross. Put an avocado in it.
Nature's dip.
Right. These chips are gross. Put an avocado in it.
Giovanni, some of what you said is accurate. It
Okay.
plays into it. But the short answer, the boring answer, is marketing.
Oh,
Just
big avocado, huh?
really good marketing. Yes,
Slam dunk.
big avocado is
Big
out there
avocado.
to get
You
us.
know, when I think of marketing pushes for different produce, like you got the milk, you got the cheese, you got the dancing raisins. I don't remember any like character avocados. How did the marketing thing happen?
Okay, So apparently there was a character avocado whose name was Mr. Ripe Guy.
Okay, Mr. Right
I
Guy.
don't remember this at all. It was apparently sometime in the 90s that a
That's
marketing
gotta be a play
firm-
on like right guy, right? Like I'm the right guy, I'm
Yeah.
the ripe guy.
I think so.
Okay.
Mr. Right Guy.
Mr. Right Guy.
Is that a Killer's reference?
Yes, but I cut it short.
So in the early 1900s, California farmers had this problem of, we have a fruit, but nobody wants it.
Didn't it used to be called something like the alligator pear or something like that?
Yeah. So there were
Oh.
two names that existed for what we now know as the avocado. One was the alligator pear.
All right, son, reach your hand in and get an alligator pear. Oh, God. That's me being both father and son in that.
Yeah,
moment.
no, we
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, that was
Good.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I just want to make sure for everyone at home.
Yeah, the oh no was the son. And
Yeah,
the rest
yeah.
of it was the, yeah.
The
Oh,
voices.
good. It wasn't.
The
Oh,
difference
fantastic.
in voice
Okay.
helped. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're great.
God.
You like,
So the other word for the fruit comes from Aztec origins. Here we go, trying to pronounce words that we're not familiar with.
we really should hire somebody to do this for us because we are so bad.
Yeah, I even did like the Google pronounce this for me.
Yeah.
Let's see if I get it. It's aguacate.
It sounds convincing to me, but I know nothing.
I apologize if I said that wrong, which was hard for English speakers to pronounce. Obviously, just as performed for you just there. My rough translation of what that is basically agua, water, and kate, which what I could find seemed like it was like taste. And so taste of water.
So the Spaniards did not have a high opinion of the avocado.
Yeah, well, and if you think about it, an avocado without salt, like a lot of people put salt on it or like seasonings on it. An avocado by itself doesn't have a lot of flavor, really. So I guess that makes sense. If that's wrong, somebody correct me.
Yes, please.
So in the 1950s, 1915 is when they came together and they're like, oh, let's call it the avocado. And the name has stuck since then. However, now that they had a name for it that made it more approachable, in the 1980s, the U.S. dietary guidelines pushed people into a low-fat diet. And if you didn't know, an avocado is high in fat.
Wait,
right.
what?
So it seems like it would be bad for avocados, right?
Right. This had a huge impact on the avocado industry. Enter the marketing of avocados.
Mr. Ripe Guy.
Yeah.
So they had a Seinfeld-style dilemma. I'm trying to sell this. They don't want it. Now I'm stuck with it.
Right. Right.
Avocados in the 80s.
So
Our alien overlords are going to be mad.
they're gonna
So,
be so
mad.
mad.
They came down to California in their short shorts and went, why aren't you guys pushing more avocados?
So, along with the low-fat diet of the 80s, there was also just this issue of, for 90 years, the producers did not really tell people how to eat an avocado.
Yeah, it is an art, isn't it?
Yeah, so there was
They're
this
just
fruit.
throwing it at people. What do I do with this? I don't care.
Yeah. And also in that time, there wasn't as strong of a Latin influence on our food. The California Avocado Commission in the 90s hired a public relations firm who introduced Mr. Ripe Guy
Best move ever.
to
Mr.
rebrand,
Ripe
promote, and educate the public about avocados.
Okay.
And that's when they started to gain more influence in culture.
Okay, so I got a question for you.
Go for
You
it.
said that like the low fat diet really like impacted the avocado sales. Now people like pitch avocados as a health food with like kale and that kind of stuff. How do we go from it being a fatty fruit with that nobody knows how to open to being like the health food craze?
Right.
Dirty alligator pear.
That's a great question. So it's kind of hard as an industry who grows produce to advertise, hey, you should eat more vegetables. However, it's easier to take one thing and get people to support that one thing. Avocados are an example of that, as so is kale, of someone was able to get that into the public eye, into the public attention, and push that as like, hey, this may be high in fat, but it's
good fat. So I've heard of this in like environmentalists, where like the polar bear is cute and approachable. Well, don't approach a polar bear. But the polar bear is cool. The panda bear looks really cute. Like nobody cares about the South African fern slug that is also endangered because it doesn't look very good. But the panda bear is adorable, so it kind of carries a lot of the weight of the conservation effort because it is a flagship animal. So avocado is a flagship fruit.
Yeah.
So it's a bridge fruit. So Tristan, so what you're telling me and what you're telling everybody is that the reason why we think avocados are good on everything is because we've been pitched that it's good on everything.
Because it just tastes like water anyway.
Yeah, and it's
it's like the gateway fruit. It's like the gateway vegetable. It's the thing that you put on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so really, if you think about it, like you said, you've put avocado on salad. You turn it into guacamole and make it a dip, and like you do that sort of thing. It's you want avocado, but it gets you to eat these other things as well.
Do a shoulder shake and get you to eat other things as well.
Yeah, but really, what made avocado blow up was one specific event.
Okay.
It's an event that happens annually.
Is it called an avocado blow up? Sorry, just when you said what made it blow up, I was like, is this slang? Like you like come to the bathroom, I don't know what happened in there. Someone just had an avocado blow up.
Oh no.
It happens once a year.
That's gross. It happens to everyone once a year and they have an avocado blow up.
I mean, if it's
once
got
a year, once a decade.
If it's got a really boring name like Avocado Festival, I don't want to hear about this.
No. I want you to think for a second.
Okay.
When
Cinco de Mayo.
when have you seen
That was a second.
an avocado commercial? Because they don't happen very often.
I cannot think of a single. My guess already happened of Cinco de Mayo. I answered before I buzzed in, but
The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl Sunday, the dip season of the year.
Wait, dip season of the year?
Yeah, nothing says, hey, it's kind of late winter and we want to play outside. Have some dip.
Exactly.
All right, you nailed it.
No, but here's the thing: the Super Bowl happens in February,
Yes.
and that is right when avocados start to ripen.
Oh wow.
So it's actually the perfect time
Those aliens.
to start marketing them because they are coming into season.
Yeah, so if you can get an agreement with Tostitos, boom, you're off to the races.
Right. And avocado and the Super Bowl, as those of us in the States know, Super Bowl is a huge advertising opportunity. So the marketing firm or the public relations firm used this as their kind of launching point to get avocado into the mainstream.
Okay, so we have, like, in way too much detail, explored the weird origins of avocado, how the Super Bowl made it happen, and how it's become more and more popular over the years. It went from bad food, like fatty food, to superfood along the route somewhere. So, like, I think the thing that we all probably have the most experience with avocados is guacamole. Can you guys think of a more consumable way of getting... I mean, I was talking about that earlier. When I get the Costco stuff, we usually get the Costco guacamole with the seasonings already mixed in. So, like, is there a better way to eat avocado than guacamole?
I'm gonna have to agree with you there, Giovanni. I feel like it's mashed. It's like it is the simplest delivery method I can think of.
Yeah, it goes on salad, it goes on chips, it goes on burritos. Like, it's everywhere.
Right. You can literally like put it in a tube and just squeeze it onto anything. You can package it
like toothpaste.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been like, did they change the recipe recently? I feel like it tastes a little different when I'm eating it, like not at home, but like when I go out and get it.
Like at a restaurant?
Yeah, like at the taco shops and the street tacos.
Well, Giovanni, let me introduce you to the idea of guacamole.
Guacamole.
Who's that?
Is that like a mashup of the Macarena and guacamole?
Yes. It's so
Is that guacamole?
guacamole has become a bigger thing in the last couple of years. If you pay attention to avocado prices, you'll see that they are skyrocketing. And so some restaurants have started making a fake guacamole.
How do you make a fake guac? So if I'm understanding you right, the reason why so the prices are going up for avocados, and avocado shelf life, as we talked about, is really finicky.
That's right.
So it seems like the thing that makes guacamole would be the thing that would be the problem for restaurants. So how does guacamole, like, do they dip it in lye? Is that what's going on here?
There it is. We nailed it.
We got it. No, so they actually are starting to use other ingredients that may last a little bit longer than avocado.
Right, like alien.
Yeah, just chopped
alien meat. There we go.
Chopped up alien. No, so they're some of the things that they're doing is replacing some of or all of the avocado with other things. Some are using a tender Mexican summer squash that's called a Calabacillus squash. There's a very American way to say it, I know, but
Calabacillus.
So they use that squash that has a very similar texture and taste to an avocado.
It sounds to me like you're saying it's just not avocado, like it's not guacamole anymore. It's squashamole,
yeah. Right?
Squashamole.
Which I guess you called it guacamole, so that makes sense. Yeah, it's like the soy alternative for milk or the tomato alternative for chowder.
But here's the problem: not all restaurants tell you that this is what they're doing. However, there are some restaurants that are being very upfront about this fwak, as I like to call it. They are also using like broccoli and green peas and other green veggies that they just chop up and turn it into.
I'm offended.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Giovanni, that's why
it tastes different.
It tastes different because it is different.
It is. It's not my beloved avocado.
Yeah,
okay. All right. So just let's recap the trail we've been down so far. So we discussed the alien origins of avocado. We discussed
where Orson Welles described them landing. Yes.
Right. Yeah. We discussed how marketing was amazing for them and got them into the Super Bowl, and now they're everywhere. And we've discussed how they've become so expensive that we're losing them again. We're losing them out to squash. I really need to go look up Mr. Ripe Guy. I don't have another question. I just need to see Mr. Ripe Guy.
Agreed.
So while I do that, Adam, could you share with the listeners how they can support our need to look up random things? And I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Absolutely. Like any ripe guy, we love making this show, and we love coffee, and we need your help for both. The very best thing you can do to help us out is to tell a friend or two. For those of you who want to go above and beyond and earn a special place in my heart, you can support us by donating at buymeacoffee.com/letmelookthatup. While you are doing that, leave a comment that we can share with everyone on our next episode.
Adam, I love reading the comments that we get on our social medias. Do you have any that you can share with us today?
I absolutely do, Tristan. One of our listeners, Austin, recently bought us a coffee. Thank you, friend. Though I'm going to have to be real with you, Austin. We are not actually going to buy a coffee with that donation. We are currently working toward building a real live webpage so we can have one official place where we can host our podcast and even post some blogs that will dive deeper on some of our topics. Your donation is going toward that particular goal. If you want to help us launch our webpage, consider clicking the membership option at Buy Me a Coffee and offering a monthly donation. Now, let's share a review. Listener SuperStace87 left us this 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. The right balance of educational and hilarious. Really enjoyed it. Though if I had to picture this person's voice, I'd go, the right balance of educational and hilarious. I really enjoyed it, as he threw the cape and ran out of the room. Anyway, thanks, Superstace. We rate you 5 stars as well. So, Giovanni, do you have some answers for us?
I sure do. So earlier I made a reference to the California raisins.
Yep.
Now that I've done a little bit of digging, I think the California raisins are actually a product of the Mr. Ripe Guy. Like, Mr. Ripe Guy came first.
Oh,
and then
really?
the California raisins were like kind of modeled after him. Okay, so I looked high and low. I searched the entire internet while Adam was talking.
Uh-huh.
And I found exactly one image of Mr. Ripe Guy.
Only one?
Like, he is nowhere to be seen. They talk about him.
They buried him.
I'm thinking it was before, like, TV commercials was when Mr. Ripe Guy was a thing.
Uh-huh.
So it was like print ad stuff. So there's not a lot of it left. I just sent you guys the one image on the internet that I was able to find. If you saw this, just the character, what would you say that it is a drawing of?
There's so much happening right now.
Yeah.
I mean, first gut reaction is either a director because he's sitting because of his look, or someone on a dating show.
Yeah. I mean, to me, he looks like Mr. Peanut's like cooler younger brother.
Yeah, and that's what I was. That's what I was gonna say.
Peanut,
like
so.
the best way to describe it was like a short Mr. Peanut.
Right.
Cool,
but not as formal.
And,
like not Mr. Peanut was my dad. I'm just Peanut.
Right.
And he's got like Sonic the Hedgehog shoes on.
Totally has Sonic the Hedgehog shoes on.
I think we've described him.
He's got cool sunglasses on.
Yeah, those cool sunglasses that like connect in the middle.
Right, the lens is just one big piece of glass,
like a visor
or plastic. Yeah, he's got a great smile. That guy's happy. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just read the ad because it's pretty great. It's Mr. Ripe Guy sitting in the director's chair, holding a little like director's microphone thing, like the old timey ones. And then there's a sun in the sky in the shape of a heart. So I guess the February Super Bowl Valentine's theme was strong even back then. So inside the heart-shaped sun, it says, "Could this be you?" and then in bold print it says, "Searching for Mrs. Ripe." And then I guess it's a singles ad, like in the newspaper, right? And it says SCA, single California avocado is California avocado is searching for a FHNWP, fun health nut with personality in Houston.
Emphasis on nut, that one.
Who shares his California attitude and fun-loving lifestyle. This is a naughty avocado. So I guess I'm gonna have to throw this link into the episode notes so all our listeners can go look this up. Tristan, maybe you could put it on our Instagram as well.
Yeah, we'll share it on our social media.
It's a tiny picture, so it's not really easy to see, but it is so good.
It is worth
Mr.
seeing.
I feel like all they did was just say avocados are from California. How can we sell California to the rest of the world through avocados? And that's all they did was just take all the stereotypes of California and pack it into an avocado as a singles ad. So someone's in the store and they're like, "You naughty avocado, you're coming home with me."
It makes me uncomfortable.
I felt a little dirty saying
Before
it.
this
I'm
gets
sorry.
even more uncomfortable, let's just do a recap of what we've learned.
Tristan, tell us what we've learned today.
What we should have learned today was that avocados have become so popular really because of good marketing and using the right time, or should I say the ripe time, to to put avocados out into the public. It also got a name change to something that is a little bit more approachable. And also, we've learned that not all guacamole that you're getting at restaurants is guacamole.
I'm still heartbroken.
Yeah, that one hurts.
We really explored like the width and depth of the avocado world, all the way down to how cool Mr. Ripe Guy is.
Mr. Ripe Guy. I want more Mr. Ripe Guy. I feel like they should bring him back.
Man, if anybody else can find any more ads about Mr. Ripe Guy,
Absolutely.
I am dying to see them. Please share Mr. Ripe Guy with me. But wait, there's more. The learning doesn't stop just because we have covered our topic for the day. Listeners have done the real work of looking things up, and we wanted to share a few with you. Here's Listener Lookups. Our listener lookup for today comes from Kalina on Facebook. After listening to the olive episode, Kalina wrote, "When Giovanni," that's me, "mentioned the use of lye in processing olives, I remembered that my mom used lye when she made pickles when I was young. I wonder if that may have been why the woman mentioned in your podcast may have thought of using lye in the olives. However, before commenting on it, I took a page from your book and looked it up. Instead of lye, I learned it was lime. Pickling lime, to be exact. I guess my 10 to 12-year-old mind did not remember as well as I thought." Hey, Tristan, I think you and I were talking about the difference between lye and lime after our episode. Do you remember what you learned about the difference between those two things?
Yeah, so to start off, lime and lye are both an alkaline. They have similar properties. Lye is a stronger alkaline, and you can actually use lime to make lye.
Okay, so it's after some chemical reactions, you get a slightly different but also alkaline substance.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Frida Amon, the woman who experimented with olives
on her back porch
in barrels, if maybe she used lime at one point and decided that she needed to use something that was stronger to help.
Yeah,
with the
so
process.
maybe she experimented with lye and lime, and lye ended up being the better option.
Yeah.
We would love to have you join the discussion too. Send us a message on our social media with the questions you've got in your mind, or share some fun stories about your avocado experiences. I know avocados can be quite divisive, so there's got to be some good stories out there. Also, you can just share some random facts that make you happy. Share your thoughts and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Let Me Look That Up, or on Facebook at Let Me Look That Up Pod.
Again, if you like the show, subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and leave us a review. If you enjoy listening to us looking that up, you can support the show at buymeacoffee.com/letmelookthatup.
All our links are in the description or on our website, letmelookthatup.com.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on Let Me Look That Up. I'm your Bitsky boy, Giovanni.
I'm Tristan.
I'm Adam.
When we will mind,
When we will mind.
when we will mind,